Thank you, Madam Chair. Dr. Mulligan, the Office of Advocacy sits within the SBA, but the Chief Counsel is statutorily independent from the SBA Administrator. And your work is, by statute, not permitted to be submitted to the Office of Management and Budget or to any other federal agency or any executive office. That includes, again, OMB. You can't share information with OMB. You expressed to my staff that you take that independence seriously. However, we know that Elon Musk's minions have already had conversations with leadership at the Office of Advocacy. Can you commit to the committee that you will refuse to take instruction from DOGE or from the administration so that you are in compliance with the statutory mandate?
Thank you for your question, Senator. I support President Trump's goal of making government more efficient. He won a mandate in the election to do exactly that. Now,
but he did not win a mandate to violate statutes. He said he was going to follow the law. So the law says that you cannot share information. Are you going to abide by that law?
If you look at advocacy's charter statute and how it's changed over time, it's clear that, number one, advocacy has a special hiring authority, as you said. And number two, as you said, the authority lies with the chief counsel.
So, again, I'm going to read you the statute again. Your work is by statute not permitted to be submitted, quote, to the Office of Management and Budget or to any other federal agency or any executive office. Do you agree to abide by that law? Will you abide by that law?
Yeah, and all the statutes related to the office I will abide by.
So you will not share that information with any other agency? Is that what you're saying?
That's correct. The reports are, according to statute, and would be my practice to do, are submitted to the Congress and to the President.
Okay. What do you believe is your role in ensuring that congressional mandates are followed regardless of executive directives? Do congressional mandates take primacy if they're there as the abiding law?
Thank you for your question. I'm not sure I understand the question. Are you referring to executive orders?
The question is, do you believe that statutes that have been put on the books by House and Senate votes and signed by presidents take precedence over executive directives?
I'm confused by the question because I served in the first Trump administration, and I've followed the second one, and there are lots of executive orders. Every single one I've looked at, the primary instruction in those executive orders is for the people reading it to follow the laws of the United States.
Right. So you're saying that if there is a statute, that you will abide by that statute and not allow for an executive order?
Yes, I would do that, and I would expect, as President Trump has done almost 300 times in the past, to tell me to follow the laws of the United States.
All right. Well, so you do believe statutes then are at a higher order than executive orders in terms of what you must obey?
I'm confused because the executive orders themselves say to follow the laws of the United States. So I don't see the conflict.
All right. Well, sometimes presidents, when they're making executive orders, believe that they're the law, even though there's a statute which is very clear as to what the law is. So that's the point that I'm making to you, and I will be holding you to that standard. Will you use loyalty tests, Mr. Mulligan, or any other criteria unrelated to an employee's work product when making hiring or firing decisions?
Thank you for your question. The advocacy office was created, and if I were confirmed, would be my goal as well, to be an independent voice for small business in Washington. So the hiring decisions, procurement decisions, all the decisions will be around how can we better be an independent voice for small business with the agencies here in Washington.
Okay, and have you met with the team at Advocacy yet?
I have not been in the building. They have I think we call it a Sherpa, who's helped me find my way to your office and the different senators' offices for the meetings, but I have not met the staff yet.
Okay, we've heard stories of specific industries meeting at Mar-a-Lago and getting special treatment from the administration. Do you agree that that creates market distortions when special treatment is handed out and it's not an even-handed application of the law?
I'm a little confused by the question. I haven't been to Mar-a-Lago. I'm not sure what businesses are going there, what conversations are had. I'd be glad to look in detail at what you're referring to, but in the abstract, I don't really understand the question.
Well, it's very clear that if someone visits Mar-a-Lago and then the president says give special treatment to one particular company, that would obviously begin to create a market distortion because it would not be a equal application of the law that the SBA is supposed to be discharging.
I'm also confused by that. I apologize, I'm confused by that question too, because you gave legal terms in there and then economic terms like market distortion. I'm not quite sure the connection. I'm not a lawyer. I do understand the idea of market distortions. I've read many, many articles about market distortions. I'm not quite sure how they apply in the situation you're describing.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.